Hello subscribers and others, David Hoffman, filmmaker, talking about duck and cover, the 1950s, one of the eras that I really care about. I'm in high school during this period. The guy next to my family had a fallout shelter in his backyard. It was a hole with a big tank below it, and he told us all, hey, if it comes, the big bomb, I'm going to jump in there with my family and lock the door. And my father said, if I knock, will you let me in? And the guy said, no. And my father said, well, I'm going to pour cement on the top of your fallout shelter. The whole thing seemed ridiculous to my family, fallout shelters. There was actually cans of sand in a lot of public institutions. Like if you went to the bank or the school, you saw a can of sand in the corner. And we didn't know really what to do with it. Do you throw it on the fire? We're talking about nuclear attack here. We were told there's a pretty good chance that we're going to have to duck and cover in the way that they show in these films. Run to a curb and throw your bike and go underneath that curb. Go behind a couch. This stuff was nuts. I mean, I was in New York City once. The sirens go off and hundreds of thousands of people go into the subways as practice for the nuclear weapons when they come. This was real.
On June 10th, the Office of Civil Defense conducted a national drill to test our preparedness. Tens of millions of Americans participated.
The most rigorous test of America's civil defenses, a simulated hydrogen bomb attack that strikes at 75 key targets from coast to coast.
Enemy aircraft are over the Aleutians.
Heading south-southwest.
Prepare for total disaster.
The drill had two purposes: to show us how to protect ourselves in the event of nuclear war, and to show the Soviets that we were strong enough to survive a nuclear attack and fight back.
Nike missiles around New York are raised into firing position.
United States prepared for war.
At 10:35, the Banshee wail of the siren echoes the warning. And the city prepares for survival.
Keep your radio tuned to this frequency. There is a traffic plan for the evacuation of the city. All cars in the downtown area must follow the green light.
Walk, do not run to your nearest shelter. Walk, do not run to your nearest shelter.
New Yorkers have been conditioned by practice alerts. They know what to do.
Turn off your electricity and gas. Fill pots and pans with water. Obey your civil defense wardens.
Meanwhile, from the Pentagon and other key points, top defense figures are airlifted to secret control centers where they would direct America's defense and counterattack.
The Soviets also produced civil defense films to convince their citizens that they could survive a nuclear war. The films told Russians how to put on their gas masks and how to tamp down radiation by hand.
The same like in the United States, they taught us what you have to do. And we have the joke that if you will see this bright explosion somewhere in the sky, you have to fall on the ground, put some white material on top of you, and slowly crawl towards cemetery. And the question, why slowly? Because you must not create the panic.
Well, individuals apparently have been reluctant to build shelters. Do you think the government's going to ultimately have to take care of this?
Well, we have submitted such a program, as I say, within the executive branch of the government. However, I would urge individuals who can afford it to build shelters and build them right now.
We practice once a week, hiding under our desks with our heads like this. So why am I wearing this hat? Because that wasn't normal, because it was crazy what was going on at that time. I guess we still should be ducking and covering, except, boy, I don't know what that would be like today. Tell me what you think.